Oh, well, maybe it was a reality check around game intensity. The difference between training intensity and game intensity can always be quite a significant shift, and I don't think we found anywhere near that shift, particularly in the first half today. But what we did see, we saw their team that they were ready to play, and they found AFL intensity very quickly.
I guess you could point to the scoreboard and say we ended up having more scoring shots than the Suns, but you certainly not making excuses tonight. You mentioned that intensity wasn't there. You don't think it was just about accuracy in front of goals?
Oh, not at all. I wouldn't even bring that into a conversation at all. We were completely out-hunted early, outbodied, and even outran to begin with. So whilst we saw a bit of a fight back later in the game, if we were sort of stepping through the game from start to finish, I thought we started reasonably well, to be honest. There was two teams having a go. We didn't make anything out of our opportunities, which I think disheartened a few of our guys too, and they made the most out of some of their slim opportunities early, but from there they just took control.
Can you talk us through, I think it was how Pepper, Rosie and Lysett who didn't finish. Can you just give us an update on those guys?
Yeah, well, at this stage, Pep looked like he had a reasonable, obvious hamstring, so we'll wait and see on that one. Really not too much to comment around that. Looked pretty straight up and down. And then we had Rosie with a minor ankle. I think it's probably best just to classify that one as a fairly slight strain in his ankle. He did play on. He got, I can't remember, but he may have even got another 15, 20 minutes after that, so it couldn't be too bad. And I think we all know how important Scott Lysett is to our team, our program, our lineup. So he's looked at maybe a little bit worse, but again, he's a big guy, puts a lot of weight through that. But again, we'll just wait and see. He was a no risk from the very start, and we were a little bit saddened to see that he, straight after halftime, where we did consider taking him out, he did roll that ankle. So,
what did you make of Sam Sedford in there, and do you think he's ready to step up if needed, if Scooter does continue to struggle with it for the early part of the season?
Yeah, I thought Sam had some good moments. Probably lacked a little bit of connection with players. I'm talking senior players here around stoppage that he hasn't spent any meaningful game time with. So I think he found that a challenge. Some of his tap work didn't turn into anywhere near the reward we hoped it would have and he would have expected. So there's some work to do for all of us there. He got around the ground a little bit better than perhaps people have given him credit for in the past. So, look, the challenge is for all of us to make sure that Hazy is ready. You know, the realities are he sits second in our ruck category, and he needs to be ready. And we put a mountain of work in. He's put a mountain of work in, and his sample form's been good. So if his challenge comes or his opportunity pops up, I think he'll be ready.
Thanks, Monty. I'll let someone else give a go.
Hey, Monty, did you feel like there was a bit of a disconnect between the midfield and the forward line when you were trying to move the ball forward?
Not sure about disconnect. Probably the best way to answer that is we were just wasteful. Everything, whether it was by foot and not being able to connect, or whether it was just blasting the ball forward and giving our forwards no advantage and nothing that resembled any clean ball. But even around the ball, like our handball skills today were just not at the level, and largely due to their heat. A lot of credit has to go to the way they turned up. They came here looking for a really tough, in-tight contest and an arm wrestle, and perhaps we didn't. So, yeah, we certainly were wasteful. We weren't clean. Disconnect, yeah, maybe, but I think maybe just sloppy and not executing, to be fair.
I'm outside of, I guess, guys getting a game in their legs. Can you take any, I guess, real positives out of the performance?
Yeah, I think so. When you sort of look at a guy like Josh Sin, who's just played the 5 or 6 games in a 2.5 year period, and then he comes out and plays his first game really against men, which was a pretty physical contest too, I might add. So I thought he was a positive, and he had pretty simple focus today and around contest, and I thought he held up pretty well. And he goes and does that. I think you get an opportunity again next week. He goes and does that again. He's every chance to find his way into a good team going into round 1. Outside of that, we gave some opportunities to guys that have maybe not played in their primary role. We had some guys go inside that did some different things. So I think you would have seen Zach Butters a little bit around the ball. Now, I'm not telling you anything you don't know about his talent or his abilities, but a slightly different look for him. And then maybe one that just sort of snuck up a bit on us late was Jed McAtee's reliability forward of the ball. I thought he's in a game that's really required you to stay in the contest for longer due to the conditions and the heat from the other team. I thought he was up for it after sitting down for a half. So, yeah, there's just a few.